Hi friends, how are you? I am 20 minutes early to a massage, so I figured I would make my video. I'm super tired today, so a little low energy. I had a job interview this morning that went really good, but they're based out of Virginia, so location may be a deal breaker. We'll see. So I thought out of all the topics, I would start with relationship stuff. So let's go back to 2020. Actually 2019, that's when I got my dog. And things in my marriage had been rocky for a while. We'd only been married 4 years when we split up. Almost on the clock. And COVID lockdown, I think, we were able to spend a lot of time together and get along fine, but we would fight a lot in the evenings. We both drank a lot, and I was increasingly unhappy, and there was some stuff that kind of went down the holiday season kind of prior in 2019 that I was struggling with. And so, after a lot of soul searching and a couple pivotal moments, I realized that it was not gonna work. So just before Thanksgiving of 2020, I told my husband I was gonna divorce him. So that took a lot for me to do, because I'm not a leaver, I'm not a quitter. And I fought for this relationship really hard. And I loved him very dearly, obviously. And I think he loved me as best as he knew how at that time. It just wasn't, I wasn't getting a lot of needs met. So anyway, we're still friendly. The divorce was as amicable as it could be. I still care about him very much. He's still kind of my go-to person when I need a little cheerleader, he's in my top 10 list of, being able to root me on and support me. So I sold my house. I moved in the summer of 2020 to Gresham, back where I grew up, and my house took a few months to sell because of circumstances not controllable by me. So that sold in October of 2021. In June of 2021, just as I was in process of packing and moving, I was starting to date. I started to date probably in May. My divorce was finalized in April, and I was just not looking for anything. I was just gonna have fun, and I really enjoyed dating, as I was doing it. Dating in my 40s is a very different experience than dating in my 20s, which was the last time I dated, my late 20s. I only had a period about 4 or 5 years where I was dating in my 20s, because I didn't date for a lot of my young adulthood. So yeah, I was just having fun. I went on a date with this guy, and he told me his whole life story, and I thought, perfect. He is so not somebody I'm gonna end up spending time with. He's moving to California in 3 weeks. Great. But I was attracted to him, and we had chemistry, and I thought, he's moving in 3 weeks. We'll just have a little fun, and then I can say goodbye to him. And we had a ton of fun. We had a great 3 weeks. I was definitely more standoffish because he was way into me right away. And I was, more not interested in going there. So then he moved, and we ended up FaceTiming a ton when he was, the next 5 weeks or so. He was coming back up to do some stuff, and over those 5 weeks that he was gone, 5 or 6 weeks, we talked every day. We texted every day. We didn't FaceTime every day, but we texted every day. So we kind of really had an opportunity to kind of get to know each other. And I found him to be delightful, and obviously I think he pretty much really liked me. So when he came back up, I was still dating, I was still doing my thing, and he asked to be exclusive, and I was like, I'll think about it, but probably not. And then we had kind of a moment, and I basically was like, I'll give you whatever you want. So I told him I would be exclusive with him and got off the apps and all that stuff. And we did that, so that was probably September, August, through January. So we dated we dated 6 months or 5 months, but towards the end of that, I was just like, I'm not ready for this. I just wasn't ready to be in a relationship, especially not long distance. I wasn't saving the kind of money I wanted, because he'd come up and we'd get a hotel, or I'd go down there and we'd get a hotel, it just wasn't feasible for me anymore. And I am, again, not a leaver. It's difficult for me to have those conversations. So I was being a little passive aggressive and just kind of withdrawing, I guess you could say. Maybe not passive aggressive, maybe that's not the right word, but I was definitely withdrawing from the relationship, and he sensed it. And he sensed it even before New Year's, and we broke up shortly after. He broke up with me, and I was like, okay. And then, I was bummed, because he's my best friend, we had become really, really close. And so I was like, can we still be friends? He's like, I don't do that. Like, I don't stay friends with exes. So I was like, okay, well, I'm here if you want, if you want to stay friends or whatever. So I kind of, reached out to him and just took the pace from him, and I started dating again. I had a blast, loved dating, had really, for the most part, a couple bad dates, but really good experiences with really great men, and some of which I'm still friends with. So, yeah, it was wonderful. And then we ran into each other. He was up in Tacoma, and I was at the McMinimans in Kalama. So I was up in Water. He was like an hour and a half away from me, and I was like an hour away from home. So he decided to drive down and spend the night, and we had a blast. Like, we just had so much fun, and it was no pressure, and it was just, he was heartbroken when we broke up. So, I was trying to be respectful of that, because he was really not sure if, he could kind of hang out with me. But we had a blast. We had such a good time. And so then he went back home. He came back up to Portland. Short story long, we started hanging out as friends. We were both dating people, but we were still dating each other. And then he told me I'm moving back to Portland. So I was like, I can't, this guy is so great. Like, he asks me almost every day what he can do to make my life better, and we'll do it. Like, he is the most partner I've ever had, for sure. Like, he will clean the bathrooms just because I don't want to. Like, he's so generous, and it's not even his house, So I was like, if he's going to be up in Portland, I can't not date him, and he's not going to want to date me if it's not exclusive. So I asked him to be my boyfriend in May of 2022. So it's been a year. Almost exactly, actually. It's probably been right at a year. I don't know what the date was, but he's really good about that stuff. I'm not. So, yeah, we'll just say it's 1 year anniversary. And I put an offer in on a house while I was in Boston, so visiting Lauren losing, last May, and so lots of changes have happened. So I bought the house, moved in June 1, did all new carpets. I know this is not about that, but all new carpets, painted the bedrooms. There was a lot of work that had to be done before I moved in. And then he helped me move in, he helped me paint, he helped me do all the things. Or he moved up to Portland officially the same day that I moved in. So I moved on a Saturday, he got to Portland on a Saturday, and was over at my house Saturday night. It was Sunday morning. It was crazy. So we've done that for the last year, and it's been great. He's a great guy. I adore him. He loves me very, very well. And he moved in almost 2.5 weeks ago. So 2.5 weeks. So it's going great. He's got the she shed, which is now the G shed, which he can call whatever he wants. He's painted it, he's decorating it, he's soundproofing it. That's where his work day will be. That's where his synthesizer, makes music on synthesizers and stuff. So that's where all of his music stuff is. So yeah, he's super helpful around the house. He's a little messier than me, but not by a lot. He likes to be organized. He and I are both, I think, guilty of putting something somewhere, and then it bothers us if it's their stuff, but it doesn't bother us if it's our stuff. So we have that in common. So his shit bothers me, and my shit bothers him. My shit bothers me, his shit bothers him. It's funny. But yeah, we've gotten along great, and I've only ever lived with my husband, so it's been kind of a wild journey to like, because I've just definitely been like, he calls me Honey, like my dog, because Honey, when she sleeps with us in bed, always has like a paw out, and so like I'm like, yeah, we can be close and boyfriend girlfriend, but I'm keeping you over here, okay? So I'm definitely the one that's more slow to warm up. But we have very similar stories. He has a lot more relationship experience than I do, but we were both married or with our significant husbands, wives, whatever, the same amount of time. Our reasons for divorce were very different, but our experience and what was missing in our relationships were very similar. So, he was missing connection and intimacy and like real friendship, and I think my ex-husband and I had the friendship, but we didn't have communication, the intimacy, true connection. Like, we sat and watched movies and drank a lot together, and that was it. Like, we didn't really have a lot of common interests outside of that. We like to travel and we like to drink, and that's it, so anyway, I don't mean to disparage him. He's, it is what it is, and our relationship is what it was, and he's doing great. He's living his best life. He's doing great. So he's thriving, and I have no regrets about that, and I'm glad that we are still friendly, and that's a huge portion of my past, and Greg is very understanding of that. That's his name, my boyfriend. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I will come in. What do you guys want me to talk about next? Do you want me to talk about weight loss and Ozempic? Do you want me to talk about my career stuff? Because that's a lot. I can't really talk about it until after today is over, because I'm technically still employed. But I'm happy to tell my story after today. I mean, I can talk about it whenever the fuck I want, but this is public, and some people I work with may or may not see this, or I worked with may or may not see this, so I don't want to put it out there for the world to see until I'm officially separated. What else? I hope everyone's doing great, and I appreciate all the comments and the love and the, just like excitement that I'm back on YouTube, and no idea what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm, again, I have this calling to kind of like get back into health, fitness, wellness, that sort of thing. I just don't know what that looks like yet. So if you have any idea, I don't think it's me selling Beachbody again. Even though I would still drink Beachbody, my body is very different. I have to have ankle surgery on my right ankle. I hurt my left knee. So it's not a lot of those exercise. Like, I've just got to be really careful when I work out now, But I can talk to you about what my current fitness regimen looks like. It's pretty simple. I'm using an app. I could talk about that. So just, let me know what you guys want to see from me next, and I'll try to make that my next video. So until then, keep it fly out there. Okay, love you guys. Bye.